Hi, welcome to Discover Gadsden. That was a
very chipper hi.
I know.
Were you excited? Are you a little excited on this Monday morning?
I must be. It must be the weather.
Okay, yeah, the weather has been wonderful.
Can we try it again? Good morning. Welcome to Discover Gadsden. I'm Amanda Jackson from the Gadsden Public Library.
We see you're taking a different route on that introduction. I'm Tami Brooks with the Hardin Center for Cultural Arts.
And this is All Things Gadsden.
Yeah, all things Gadsden all the time. So what's happening? We kicked off Gadsden Reads.
We did. We had a big parade. You probably saw it in the paper. I know that Brian videoed it and it was on television too. It was a lot of fun.
The Parrot Head Parade.
It was really fun. And then we had the karaoke.
We did. And so Carol York told me she heard wasted Margaritaville like 1,000 times.
And another Saturday night. I know all the words now.
Okay.
Just from.
Did you sing?
No. No. I don't do that.
But did your husband?
No.
He sings
he
for
won't
real.
do it.
Well, he won't.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Something about karaoke. He never sings karaoke.
It's selling out. He doesn't want to sell out to the karaoke.
It's not his thing, so he doesn't do it. So no, we just stand by and watch, which was a lot of fun.
It was fun. And if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, of course, that was the big kickoff for Gadsden Reads 2011 with the Tales from
Jimmy Buffett's
Margaritaville.
book, Tales from Margaritaville, which is very good.
We had the pirate ship and our parrot, our lovely parrot Kay Moore.
Mm-hmm.
She's the most photographed parrot ever.
She probably is.
She was everywhere. She likes that costume.
She may not give it up after the program's done.
She did say she was going to donate it to the Imagination Place.
Aww.
So that's nice. So maybe she can come be a parrot for some of our kids.
Maybe.
We'll do a pirate birthday party and she'll be the parrot.
And our next program with Gadsden Reads is first Friday in May. It's the Lost Shaker of Salt.
That's hard. I'm glad you said that because that's hard for me to say.
First Friday in May with the Lost Shaker of Salt
scavenger hunt. I have to say it so slow. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we'll have 100 shakers of salt. We're going to hide them all over Broad Street. There's going to be some in the stores. There's going to be some up and down the street. Of course, you won't have to dig anything up or do anything crazy to get to them. They have a little Gadsden Reads thing. That's going to happen from 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to have your salt shakers turned into the desk at the Hardin Center for Cultural Arts.
And then you can win.
You can win. So if you get 10 salt shakers, you know, you'll have 10 chances. We have a bunch of prizes, all kinds of beachy themed stuff. But the main prize, we have 2 tickets to the Jimmy Buffett concert in Atlanta on May 24th.
That's awesome. And I just found out about that reading the notes that Carol does for us because that's new.
That is new.
Brand new.
That's breaking news. 93.1 is going to do a live remote outside of the Hardin Center that night, and they're going to help us with the drawing. And you know, our main sponsor for the whole Gadsden Reads is Devan Lowe, and Advanced Imaging went ahead and provided the tickets for this thing.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
We're really excited. And you know what's not cool? We can't win.
That is not cool.
That's not cool.
That's not cool. But if somebody won and they wanted to donate the tickets to us because they love the show so much.
That's true.
Well, they could do that.
We could do that.
And I could pretend that May was my birthday month. It's not, but I could pretend.
Why not? Why not? I think we should take the van. I think we should buy a bunch of tickets and then maybe the committee could go to Atlanta in the van.
And that would be fun.
It would be really fun. Have you been to a Jimmy Buffett concert before?
Never.
I've been once. It was a long time ago, but it was a lot of fun. It's just like a big beach party. They have the beach balls going and everything.
And
like
the book is a lot like that. I mean, I get the impression from the music that I've listened to, the book is just like an expanded version of all the songs.
Well,
it's all about fun. It's all about finding that paradise. It's all about, you know, dealing with loss in your life and escaping something bad that's happened to you through going to this like mythical place, Margaritaville.
Yeah. So everyone's Margaritaville's different.
Yes. And so it makes you want to like go on the beach. I read it and I want to take a beach vacation.
I haven't finished the book yet. Have you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still working on the stories, and I'm kind of pacing myself now since we're going to be doing the short story discussions in May. I'll have to reread them anyway if I read them now.
Yeah,
but I have enjoyed what I read so far.
It's really good.
And they are based on songs. You know, they're all based on songs from Off to See the Lizard, the CD. So,
and Off to See the Lizard, I think, was my favorite short story in that.
Really? I haven't gone to... I don't think I've gotten to that one yet.
It's about the football team.
Oh, well then I stand corrected. I have. Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that.
There's even football in the book, people, so no excuse not to read.
It's very cool. You can get copies. We've got copies at the library. You can check them out. Gave away a ton of copies, so you'll be able to see people with them. And then if you come to the events, we'll have copies for giveaway at the events. Like we'll have them for the Monday Margarita Madness book discussion.
Whatever.
Wherever. That's going to be every Monday at 5:30.
I think so. But we'll talk more about that next time because that starts up in May.
Starts every Monday in May.
But speaking of the short stories, there is a short story kind of essay contest component to this whole Gadsden Reads things, in case you missed it last time. Like, you know, since the stories in the book are based on songs, we want you guys to write a story, and it can be fiction or nonfiction, based on a Jimmy Buffett song, or use a Jimmy Buffett song as your inspiration. And this is, if you think the 2 tickets to the concert is a good prize,
this is a really good prize.
It's a 2 nights and 3 days trip to Margaritaville in Pensacola. So, once again, we can't win.
So you can make your dream after you read the book of wanting to go to a beach come to fruition, or we can pretend that June is my birthday month, and you can give it to me.
Or if you just want to take us along.
We'll go.
Yeah, I think.
I eat cheap.
Yeah.
We'll share a plate.
We will. We'll order off the child's menu. I really want to, I don't know. I think that's a great prize.
I think that'll be fun.
And of course, there's some guidelines and that sort of thing. That's all in the Gadsden Reads.
But don't be afraid to
website.
enter. Like, if you're not a professional writer, you don't write all the time, but if you just really like Jimmy Buffett stuff, don't think that you can't do it, because anybody can do it. And the thing is, what's crazy is so many times you'll have these contests and you have so few entries. And then you'll think, well, you know, if other people would have entered, you totally could have had a chance, but you'll make an assumption that we're going to have 50 entries and there's no way we'll ever pick yours because you don't write all the time and somebody must write all the time that turns the stuff in. And that may not be true at all.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Do what Jimmy would do. What would Jimmy do?
What would Jimmy do?
Jimmy would do it.
He would do it. And Jimmy, we still want you to come to Gadsden.
Yes.
We have plastic, Jimmy, but it's just not enough.
Not the same.
It's not the same.
Not the same.
He's all around us in these months. He's in Atlanta, he's in Nashville, he's in
Tampa.
New Orleans. So I really am, I'm expecting a popover.
You know, and I don't want this, let me preface.
Uh-oh.
I have no factual information about this whatsoever. But if I were Jimmy Buffett, I wouldn't even tell anybody. I would get on the website, I would find out what was going on, and I would randomly show up.
Well, you know, we were on Radio Margaritaville.
I
You're
know.
the one that told me that, so we went kind of worldwide.
We were on Margaritaville 2 days in a row for the Parrot Head Parade.
That's
so
awesome.
He does know about it. I know for a fact he knows about it.
He does know.
So I would say to all the public out there, show up to all the events, because if I were Jimmy, and I imagine Jimmy and I think quite a bit alike.
Probably.
I would just show up. So maybe he'll just show up.
Here's what I want to ask you. If you were doing the short story contest, what song would you use? Do you have to think about it? I'll let you think about it for the rest of the program. Mull over your answer.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
All right.
So this week is National Library Week.
Is it
Yes.
already?
Yes, and if you're watching this after the first week of taping, it's not National Library Week. But right now, it is National Library Week.
It is.
The
That's
10th
awesome.
through
So
the
what's
16th.
happening? What's happening? What's on the agenda for National Library Week?
Something crazy.
We don't
Shocker!
get- What?
I know.
What?
Every day, Monday through Friday of this week, at 10 a.m.
You get all the free books you want.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay! No, at 11 o'clock, not 10 o'clock. Every day this week at 11 o'clock, we are hosting the Library Olympics.
Oh.
Now, it involves our staff, but the public can participate and cheer their team on. The staff has signed up for events like shelving, checking out, pulling books, reference questions. And at 11, we'll fire the gun, starter gun. We don't have one, but if we did, or if somebody wants to let me borrow one, that'd be great. Fire it off, and they do their thing. They have to do it, and it's the quickest, most accurate person, and we want the public there cheering on their favorite staff member.
So it's a team, or is it an individual?
Each person. If you and I were still at the library together, we would compete against one another. And then on Friday, we'll have the triathlon.
It's going to be what? Shelving?
It's pulling, shelving, and reference is the triathlon.
So is the entire staff competing?
Most of the staff is competing.
Really?
Most of the staff.
What day is shelving day?
Shelving.
What day is that event taking place?
I think shelving maybe today, polling maybe tomorrow, reference on Wednesday. No, checkout on Wednesday, reference on Thursday, and the triathlon on Friday.
Oh.
So come out and cheer everybody on.
That's
It'll be
very
fun.
interesting.
I know. Weird, huh?
It is a little weird.
It's totally
maybe
weird.
you could do like some kind of kart race.
Maybe. I don't want to knock anybody over.
What's fun?
I mean, it's all fun and games till somebody
Whatever.
gets like thrown into a shelf of books.
Then it's really fun.
Then
it's great.
That's not Library Olympics. That's Library Grudge Match, and that's a whole different week.
Oh, never mind.
Whole different week.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're doing that week.
That's very fun.
Yes, and Friday from 10 to 12, we're having a knitting class.
So that's like Olympic knitting?
Nope.
Just knitting.
That's squirrel, totally
It's
random.
just random.
It's just totally random.
knitting
I
class.
threw it in there. It's
You know,
Friday.
knitting's hot right now.
Knitting is very hot.
Julia Roberts knits. I read this article, and all the Hollywood stars are knitting and crocheting, and
I want to know
because
how
they
to
have to
knit.
do so much waiting around, waiting for shots.
Well, if you've ever wanted to do it.
Unlike us, when we're just ready to go at a moment's notice. There's no waiting. It's just whatever.
No preparation.
There's no preparation.
Don't lie. We prepare for hours to be
We
scripted.
do. Look at my notes are written on the back of like
Hours.
bank statements.
Hours for scripted.
It's awesome.
But yeah, knitting
That's
is
fun.
really
So what
huge.
time is that?
It's from 10 to 12 on Friday.
And you'll actually be able to learn to knit.
You will be able to learn to knit, and then hopefully we'll get some people together and we'll form a knitting partnership and knit stuff and give it to people.
Yeah,
Knit stuff, give it to people.
that's nice.
It is.
Especially when it's cold and you can knit little.
I think we
Stars.
don't have a title for the class yet, so I think I just came up with it. Knit stuff, give it to people.
Yes, that's a wonderful title.
I mean, it's
Because the only other title I can think of, it's been used by other groups, but I don't think you could use it in the library. And I'm not even sure if I can say it right now, so I'm not going to.
okay.
But it's Stitch and rhymes with Stitch.
Oh, okay. No,
So-
we don't want that one.
No,
No, we don't want that one.
that one might not be so good.
Well, we're going
but
to
it's
knit
very
stuff.
cute.
It is cute.
It's cute.
We're going to knit stuff. I want to learn to knit. The younger I get, the closer I get to 30, the more I want to learn to do stuff like knit and quilt and cook and crochet. I mean, I only have like 3 more years till I get to 30, so it's not long for me to make these
You're
dreams
almost to
come
the
true.
retirement home. You can be knitting.
I need to accomplish all these things before
Knit
I'm
one
30.
pearl too. Maybe if you become a good knitter, is that the correct word? Knitter? You can have an exhibit
Maybe.
at the Hardin Center for
I
Cultural
could.
Arts.
Because you do local exhibits.
We do. We have one still running. Nanda Patel's
Yes.
East-West Journey it's going through the end of the month.
How's that going?
It's going well. Everybody that's gone up to see it, it's been a really popular exhibit, and probably because so many people know Nanda, and she's so well known throughout the community. And of course, I told you about the movie posters. They're going through the end of
Yes.
May. Have you been able to see them?
No,
now?
I haven't, but I'm
Because you
coming.
haven't been coming over.
I know.
You've missed our meetings and stuff for
I
Big
know.
Read. Oh well, they're great, and you have till the end of the May to see them. So,
I want to come. I want to bring the kids too.
well, they're really neat looking. They really are, and I think I might have mentioned this. One of the guys that worked on these particular posters was from Albertville. Collier is his name. I can't think of his first name, but I know Bobby was trying to find him. He's deceased. He's buried in Albertville, but we were trying to find some of his family, to let him know we had those
That's
pictures
awesome.
on.
I think that'll be
Yeah.
really cool.
It is really cool. I like it. It's cool to come up and look at, so come check it out. What else do you have? We don't have a week. We don't have like cultural art week.
you need
well,
to
I don't know.
start
There
one.
probably is one
Yeah,
somewhere.
there's probably like museum week.
Yeah.
You need to start one.
We need to find. I'll check into that because we need to have our own Olympics, like escalator Olympics.
Yes.
Oh.
You could have a Segway Olympics. Segway obstacle course.
Yeah. Who would win that?
Bobby. But people would get hurt, and it would be like watching like roller derby or something. It'd be kind of fun.
We should have. I think that'd be a fun fundraiser. Roller derby in Gadsden.
Let's
Should
do it.
I know. I'm into the roller derby. I went up last month to watch them because I want to do the Broken Heart skate thing. But they've got roller derby in Birmingham and Huntsville.
we should go.
We're getting a little off track
Okay.
here.
So the 18th, I have Kwabena Dinizulu at 4 o'clock.
Oh, I met him.
He is awesome.
He is awesome.
He's really awesome. He is a poet and griot. Griot, spelled Griot, is African storyteller, like in the history of oral traditions, sharing your stories through the tribes. So he comes in and he talks about spoken word poetry, which is really cool. It's basically poetry that's not meant to be read, it's meant to be spoken and heard. It's like a song.
It's almost like rap.
It's like
kind
rap,
of,
but not. Yeah,
but it's melodic and
it has a rhythm.
It has a beat and
and a flow to it. So it's very cool. So he does that. He'll be here that Monday from 4 to 7, and it's open. He does a lot of stuff with teens, but it's open to adults too. And the idea is he's going to talk about spoken word poetry, and then talk about how to do your own poetry. And then on the 19th, that next day at 5:30, we've got Irene Latham for a poetry release. She's got a new book of poetry coming out. She's an Alabama author from Birmingham.
She wrote a young adult novel too, didn't she?
She did. She wrote Leaving G's Bend, which won the Alabama Author Award.
Good.
So she's coming in with her new book of poetry, and she's going to do some reading and book signing and stuff like that. So she's a pretty big deal.
Cool.
And that'll be cool.
That will be cool.
What else do you have?
Oh, let's see what we've got going. Well, the Courtyard concerts have started up.
And I saw the first Friday one, which was really nice.
Did you? Well, you didn't get it. You didn't get to see Steve Young, did you?
I didn't. I saw Black Creek Revival.
Okay. Well, they were great.
They're so good. I love them.
All of the Courtyard concerts. We've got, let's see, I wrote down Stevie McCullough coming up, Lefty Collins, Abbott's, Josh Nickel, who just had a big write-up in the newspaper, acoustic, that kind of thing. You can check our website, culturalarts.org, for the complete listing. But if you haven't been to the Courtyard at Cultural Arts Center, it's wonderful.
It is, and I had kind of...
It's the best courtyard in I don't know.
In the world.
Maybe in the world. I don't know. But it is beautiful. It's really nice.
Prove us wrong. You'd have to fly us there to prove us wrong, because we can only be the ones that judge that.
And the restaurant serves. You can eat dinner out there or have appetizers. You can have a drink. It's really a nice evening.
And I'd forgotten about it, but I ended up, like, we knew that they were playing, and Jeremy's friends with Jay over there, so Jay had said something about it, and we walked back to the back. And I forgot, but it struck me like, what a nice thing this would be to do on a Friday night, because this weather's perfect tonight. I'm sitting out here with the girls. They really enjoy the music. It's not too loud. It's really chill. We can have something to eat. And really, we could stay. I didn't want to leave, and we left at like 8:45, 9 o'clock to get eaten in bed. But I didn't want to leave. It was just very nice and relaxed and family-friendly, because we enjoy good music, but so much of the music... There's not a venue for it that's really family-friendly.
No, it's the perfect place.
And it is the perfect place.
Well, you know, Steve Young had played before them. You were busy with the karaoke. And I did ditch you. I kind of skipped out.
And I ain't got nobody. That's why I don't sing karaoke.
Yeah.
But I just got paid.
Steve Young, he was part of our song cycle.
And he wrote Seven Bridges Road.
He did write Seven Bridges Road. He had done a brown bag lunch that earlier in the day, which was really interesting. And I wanted to listen to him. I really enjoyed his music. And when he played Seven Bridges Road, which he had already told us, it was completely different than the Eagles version. He said, you probably won't even recognize my version of it. It's almost more like a Celtic ballad, the way he does it. It was beautiful. It was really, really nice. And speaking of our song cycle, you know, we're honoring the Gadsden songwriters from Gadsden. So we have some real good musical talent and some good songwriters that have come from here. And next First Friday, Amy Mayo will be honored, and she wrote, she lives in Nashville now, but she's from Gadsden. She won an award for the song Amazed by Lone Star, if you remember that, from 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't, but I'm not country.
Well, you're not a country person. Right. This one's for the girls. Martina McBride recorded that. And
I do know
that one. And she wrote that song as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so...
and she's from Gadsden?
She is from Gadsden.
That's neat.
So you'll be able to find, I'm sure there'll be a brown bag lunch that day, and we're going to honor her, and, you know, hopefully she'll be able to come. I'm not sure if that's going to be able to happen or not, but... this series has turned out to be, I've really enjoyed the ones that I've gone to. It's been pretty interesting.
There are a lot of kind of partnering that with the cultural arts, the Courtyard concerts. There are some really talented musicians that live in this area or that are from this area. And I don't say that just because like the most talented one ever lives in my house. But seriously, they do. There have been some really great writers.
There has been.
Musicians. Gone on to play with really awesome artists, people that you've heard of, people that you haven't heard of, but you should have heard of, and then the local artists that we have here now that are playing in the clubs and playing for Courtyard and playing at the Third Thursday things, the Thirsty Third days that should kick off soon.
I know.
And they're
I
really,
meant to ask
really
Kay
talented.
When that's happening. That's fun.
There's a lot of good music.
There is a lot. And some of the stories for that, like that Steve Young, you know, he told stories, and of course he was out in L.A. and back in the 60s and, you know, talked about Stephen Stills and just all these other people that he hung out with, Mama Cass, and so it's cool to listen to all those stories. Of course, Amy Mayo is much younger than he is, so, but
that's
we'll
awesome.
see what
I
she
do like
has
that Martina McBride.
That's a great song. And so she's written some other ones, and she's won a lot of awards. And who knew? Who knew all these people were from
all
Gadsden?
this talent in Gadsden.
We're proud of our Gadsden folks. So that's a lot of music-related stuff going on. How about golf? You have a tournament coming up?
We have a tournament May 6th. I really need some more golf sponsors and some more golf players. So if you play golf, if you're interested in sponsoring golf, I can tell you as a business owner, there's probably somebody that you compete with that is already sponsored. Let's just go ahead and make that assumption. Let's assume that your biggest competition has already sponsored this golf tournament. You don't want to miss out.
Are you going to play this year in your own tournament?
I would have to rent the golf course out to myself.
No, well.
Yeah, you've seen me play.
I don't know.
But we've always had beautiful weather, so I expect beautiful weather. It's completely reasonable. 100% of the proceeds go to our children's and young adult summer reading to help the kids appreciate reading and keep up their reading levels in the summertime. Because kids, I say this all the time, but it's like the most fabulous statistic I've ever found, that I would like to use it. When kids don't read during the summertime, it takes them 2 months in the fall to catch up to the reading they were at in May. When they leave school in May, if they are not reading something in the fall, by the fall, their teacher's going to have to take all of August and September to get them back up to where they were. So we make reading fun, we do a lot of presenters, but we can't do it without money. We want to make it free to the kids that come. We don't want it to be based on whether or not you can afford to come to this program or sacrifice something so that you can come to that program. We want to make it free, and we can only do that with supportive businesses and golf players.
Yeah. Well, it's a busy golf tournament month.
Very,
I know
very
I'm
busy
playing.
tournament.
I think I'm playing in 3 or 4 this month in April, and I have not been picked up for the library tournament. So if anybody needs a player,
and you've always played.
I'm not that.
You and Jimmy always play.
I have always played. So maybe we'll try and get together a team. What day is it again?
May 6th. That's a Friday.
And at what time?
It starts at, well, of course, you have the lunch at noon.
Okay, so you're playing in the afternoon. Yeah,
yes.
that works out.
And
better,
then we kick off at 1.
Cool. Okay. Well, you know, we just
tee
off, whatever. Shotgun start.
Yeah.
Yay.
So
we had our mini golf tournament.
And how did that go?
It went well. You know, it was a lot of fun, and we've decided to go ahead and make it an annual event because we had a great time. You know, the mini golf course up there at the falls is wonderful. It's so beautiful. And when I was talking to people about it, you know, a lot of people haven't played since they were kids, and they still remember kind of that carpet golf that was over by the playground.
This golf course
this is totally different. Yeah.
Really nice.
It was awesome. You know, we played on the 2nd, and then the top 4 and the 2 older age groups could come back and play on the 9th. And our winner for the adults was Jonathan Welch.
Way to go.
And, yeah, he did give me some money back for the kids. I ended up, one of the people who was in the top 4 ended up not being able to come. She called that day, so there was no time to call someone else. So I played for Imagination Place, but I didn't win. Jonathan did, even though I rallied with 2 hole-in-ones on the back 9, but he won. So we had a good time, and I hope people will come out.
It's a nice course.
Yeah. It is a great course.
It's not a cheap-looking course at all.
It's really nice. So more people need to know about it. More people need to get out there and play. It's a fun way to spend a morning or an afternoon if you can't play the big golf. But, you know, are you going to come out and play? We've started our 9 and Wine. And, of course, that's not anything to do with the center. That's just something going on here in Gadsden. Our women's golf group, we kicked it off last Thursday. And we had 16 people come,
that's
so
great.
we had 4 foursomes, yeah. And if you need more information about it, people can call me, call the golf course at Twin Bridges, or if you're on Facebook, and apparently who isn't, well, I don't know, but we have Gadsden Girls Golf, so join that group and we're going to try and talk about all the different opportunities for women's golf, and maybe people can get together and find other women to play with if they're interested in that. But that's every Thursday. We tee off between 4 and 5 because some people can get there earlier and then some people can get there at 5. So if you can get there at 4, you kind of just wait till 4 people come and then you go.
Okay.
But maybe you'll come out and
I'm
play
going
with
to.
us.
I'm going to come in May.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. We had a good time.
I think it would be. We've got one more thing for us.
What else?
We've got an author, Howard Wiggins, is coming on the 28th at 5 p.m. He is the author of What Were They Thinking? He's an interior designer from Nashville.
Oh.
So he's going to come in and he's going to hopefully not judge me. I'm not bringing pictures of my house.
Don't take your
But other
yeah,
people who give you ideas
thinking?
on how to fix the house.
So when is he coming?
He is the 28th.
Can you bring a picture of something and say, what was I thinking?
What am I doing wrong?
And he'll tell you what to do?
But you can always find
How
this
fun.
information out on the website, gadsdenlibrary.org.
And all of our stuff is on culturalarts.org. So I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. A quick reminder, you know, every Tuesday, 12 to 5 at Imagination Place, thanks to the generosity of Exchange Bank, is free. So you can bring the kids.
That's great.
Stay all day. Yeah, it's wonderful. We have Artie Pants every Thursday afternoon. And tickets are going on sale on the 28th for Return to the Secret Garden, which is another fabulous Lindsay McCrae production. And, you know, hers are always great. And we'll talk a lot more about that next time. Maybe we'll even get Lindsay to come over and, fill us in. Yeah. So, gosh, that's a lot.
It's a ton of stuff. Check out our websites. Call the library. Call Cultural Arts Center. We'll be happy to fill you in. Or when you see us on the street,
just ask us. And we probably will. And hopefully I'll still have my envelopes in my purse because I can't even remember all this. But the websites are always a great resource to get all the information.
And thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep, thanks, and we'll see you around.